So about a week ago, I proposed a new series idea, and in this series idea, I basically said how I would be, in response to the countless questions I get pretty much daily, requesting my opinions on the lore, or the specific background, or specific questions and details about specific games, genres, so on and so forth. I decided I'd start a little documentary series detailing what I believe regarding specific topics, specific characters, concepts, and so on, mainly with regards to game lore. And after taking your opinion on it, the response was unanimous in consent. Meaning that, pretty much, in fact, I didn't get a single negative comment, and substantial numbers of private messages, comments, and so on saying, this is a cool idea, this sounds good, why don't we give it a shot? And so, therefore, I will be doing a pilot episode. Now, as I said before, if you haven't seen the original video, I'll put a link to the original video, to the proposal video in the description below if you want to watch that one. So you can be caught up to speed if you, on the off chance you didn't see that one and you're watching this one. So, basically, yeah, we're going to be doing a pilot episode for that, and it should be pretty good. I'm not going to set deadlines. Definitely not going to set deadlines for when I'm not going to put them on a schedule. I'm not going to say, oh, I'm going to get one up every X number of weeks or X number of days, because these are going to take a long time for me to make. Because I want to do a good job of them. I really want to go all out with them, and I've got some good ideas to bounce around as to how I'm going to present them, how I'm going to format them, and the editing's going to take a while. I have to compile the questions, answer the questions, organize them, obviously. Then I have to accumulate all the footage that corresponds with those questions, if nothing particularly corresponds with that question, I'll get some general footage to cover it. But it will take a while to compile everything, but I do think it'll be worth it in the end. And like I said before, this is completely dependent on your input, on your questions, your questions. That's what it's based on. This is as much yours as it is mine. I mean, I'll be putting it together, but you're going to give me the pieces, I'm going to put them together. That's essentially how it works. And with that in mind, several people have said, and then this sounds like a good idea for me, I suppose I should set this in place first. Just because we cover a particular game or a particular genre in one documentary, that does not mean that is the only documentary where that can be covered. We can do more than one on a single genre or a single game, because I sincerely doubt we will cover the entire lore or the entire concept of a single game in one documentary. That's just not plausible. It's not going to happen. Definitely not going to happen. So, I will answer any questions I get, and if after a while people start to, I'm not going to do two of the same documentary or the same, I'm not going to do two of the same, not two of the same saga or the same franchise in a row, because I want to mix it up, obviously. And we'll go from there. And we'll keep it diverse, but this is gonna be good. So with that in mind, and in light of the fact that I have committed quite a significant amount of Let's Play time to these, the first documentary will be on Knights of the Old Republic. It can be from either Knights of the Old Republic 1 or 2. Probably more centered around 1 this time, and then you can tie in concepts to 2, obviously. So anything in the Knights of the Old Republic, or the Old Republic for that matter, is fair game. I'm not as familiar with the Old Republic, but I am willing to research it for you. And bear in mind, I am doing this in addition to my normal Let's Playing schedule, so I will be trying to keep up with the Let's Plays as much as possible. And this will be sort of like my background project that I can do when I have a spare moment. Well, which is not very often. And I will be working on these gradually as time progresses. Gotta get the questions, answer the questions, formulate an outline as to how I'm going to present it, and so on and so forth. But yes, I need your questions for. This will be like the first question video for Knights of the Old Republic. The Knights of the Old Republic is going to be the first one, in honor of the fact that I committed so much Let's Play time to it on my channel. So in future, whenever I get to making a future topic, I'll post up a question video. But for the purposes of the question video, this will be where you post your questions for Knights of the Old Republic. Or you can send them to me in a private message if you want, I don't mind. Any means you have of contacting me, hopefully only private messages on YouTube or comments on YouTube, but hopefully you don't have any other means of contacting me. I'll be very nervous if you do. So, what kind of questions am I looking for? I mean, obviously, the more complex, the better, because the more ground I can cover. And I will try to answer every single question that I receive. But bear in mind, I may not answer every specific question I receive because one question could encompass several others. I could end up answering 2 or 3 questions with one response because the concepts rest within one another. One question could actually be a subset question of another, in which case I would answer the one question and it would encompass both. So on and so forth. You get the idea. Fairly straightforward. So, basically, the more complex, the better. Concepts about the lore, character relations to one another, philosophy, settings, structure, tonality, anything. Tonality, what the hell was I saying there? Anyway, anything as deep or as shallow as you want to go. Anything's fair game. The more intertied, the sheer scope of philosophical, religious, and political conflict that rests within this franchise, as well as the inner stories of personal characters and how they tie to one another. I could go so far with this. I love talking about this kind of stuff. So you present me with your questions, and I look forward to compiling them. Like I said, I have no set date. I may post an update video when I'm getting close, but probably not, just because I don't want to set a deadline. I don't want to rush it. I'd rather do it right. And with that in mind, I look forward to your input. So, let me have them.